Oh my goodness, I totally dropped the ball with this. I have some exciting news to share with you. So, update on Dorothy's house. Also, Merry Christmas. It's so good to see you. I'm so grateful for you. So, I want to know how you're doing. How's your Christmas going? I have a fun update for Christmas too. So, real quick, let me start with something we began back in September. So I don't expect you to remember this, but back in September, I came to you and I was like, "Hey, it's my birthday month, and what if we, for my birthday, because I'm a minimalist and I don't like gifts, so what if we like all together tried to raise $22,000 for Dorothy's house to finish their big sister apartment? And like, wouldn't that be so cool? Now, if you don't know who Dorothy is, then I'll get you up to speed in just a second. So this was back in September. The goal was $22,000, and then I totally dropped the ball because I did not come back and let you know like the incredible amount of money that we made. And also, there were many people too, because part of that was that I was giving away our easy, awesome bunt cakes recipe book, the download printable version, and then also minimalism by the numbers, which is like an inventory of our minimalist home and how many of each thing we have. And so I just said like, "Hey, you make a donation, you get these 2 things for free." And it's like win-win. We get to raise money for Dorothy's house. You get some, I mean, the Bundt Cake book is awesome, right? So you get these downloads, we raise money for Dorothy's house, and everybody feels good, right? So I want to let you know, like my Christmas gift to you is still like if you didn't get to take advantage of this, it's still up there. We left it up, and there's a link in the description here and everything. Um, our easy awesome bundt cake book, if you're not familiar, they're copycat recipes for bundt cakes for nothing bundt cakes. Like there's a bundt cake bakery called Nothing Bundt Cakes. So here's what's funny though, Diana shared this on her video yesterday, but so there, if you're familiar, Nothing Bundt Cakes, I think they have these bakeries like pretty much all around the country now. um we had got them, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't know. I had one at a baby shower and I'm like, "This cake is so good." But at the time, I think they were like $28 and I'm like, "There's no way I'm paying $28 for a bundt cake," right? So I found a copycat recipe, and then it evolved into like tons. There's like over 25 different recipes in our printable now, tips for making sure every bundt cake turns out perfectly. Anyways, Diana recently, because she didn't have time to make one, she was like, I'm just gonna get one from Nothing Bundt Cakes, whatever. $48. $48 for a cake that you can make in 5 with $5 worth of ingredients, and you just dump everything into your stand mixer and throw it in the oven. I was like, "Oh, Diana." She's like, "Never doing that again," right? And honestly, I think the recipe in here tastes better than that. So, um, anyways, this is still available to you if you didn't get to take advantage of it. Again, the link is in the description. It's just theminimalmom.com slash birthday. But again, I failed to circle back and let you know the incredible amount of money that we raised. And so, who is Dorothy? So, this is Dorothy on the right. She runs, well, I forget the name in Spanish. We've just been calling it Dorothy's house, but she started a ministry down in Mexico where she rescues women out of trafficking and domestic abuse and just really horrible situations, right? And so we met her a few years ago and I was so inspired by her. And I mean, she's 85 now, I think. So at the time she was around 80, and just like doing just awesome things, right? And so we had a few years ago, and maybe you were part and you got to help with this. They needed like $34,000 to put in a well, and we're like, we got it, and we ended up raising over $100,000, right? So then earlier this year, we got to go down again, and we're like, all right. What's next, and they showed us the big sister apartment that they were hoping to finish out, and they said the cost was about $22,000 to finish it out. And so this is so that there's a staff member on site that helps care for the women. This was the apartment that they were wanting to finish out for them to stay in. Well, this is so cool because again, I'll share the total in just a second. It's mind blowing. But I just got this video. So this is what it looked like. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger. This is what it looked like when we were down there in March. And now I just got a video, and like they're getting it all finished off. There's rooms. There's other things going up on this upper level too. And so it was really fun to see the progress, and Like it's really coming together. So isn't that so cool? So again, I do have a link in the description. If you want to get those free downloads and make a donation, then like that would be like the coolest Christmas gift. They've been so grateful for our support, and also they're like, and costs just keep going up and all of that, like how it is. So here, this is where they're going now, to the big sister apartment. So I mean, they've done so much work since we've been down there, and it's just so fun to see. Here's the big sister apartment. So thank you for those of you who helped with the birthday when I announced it back in September. Like you did this, right? Like this was all because of your help. And I'm so grateful, but they are so grateful for you, right? Like that they have friends in the US and around the world that are just like, hey, like we've never met before, but like we're so fortunate here. It's kind of the least we can do, right? So isn't that just so cool? Um, all right. So you can still get the downloads. You can still help out if you want to. You know, no pressure. But let's see. How did I get back to? Um, but let's see here. This was the amount we raised the first time around. So our goal was $22,000. And this is mostly through like $10. I said it could be $42 donations because I was turning 42, right? There were some larger gifts in there, which we're so grateful for. But mostly through like $10, $42 donations, we raised $65,000, $762. I said that wrong. $65,762, right? Isn't that just incredible? And can you imagine, like, if you're down in Mexico running a ministry and you have friends from around the world that just come alongside you and say like, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. Like, I always say like they're doing the hard work, right? We're so grateful for what you're doing. We want to support you. We know that can't be easy. And so like, hey, by the way, here's money, right? Isn't that just so cool? So, I just love that so much. And I'm just so grateful for you because you made this happen. Like you did it, right? It wasn't me. Like you did this, and you're helping to get their facility finished. And it's really cool because on that upper level, so there's the big sister apartment, but then they're also working on finishing out like a barber shop, hair salon, and they already have the bakery, the coffee shop, the restaurant there. So not only do they take the women in, rescue them, give them a safe place to live. And that, like, when they first get there, like for the first month, they're not required to work to help. Like they just get to go and like, what's the word? They just get to go and be safe and be taken care of and be loved and to heal. And then when they're ready, then they start teaching them these skills so that they can start to make a living on their own and be successful on their own. It is so cool what they're doing down there. So again, it just feels like, hey, like like a bunch of $10 donations actually go a really long way. So please don't ever think that anything that you're doing is too small or not significant. It all adds up in just such huge and incredible ways. So thank you. And then you can see the picture on the left. So what's so cool was that Dorothy, so in the bundt cake book, there's also a recipe for monkey bread. And so Dorothy was like known for making monkey bread. And then they also had made bundt cakes, and they started making more bundt cakes down there and stuff. And it was just so fun to see. Now, I'll tell you, they have to make their bundt cakes from scratch. All the recipes in here start with a boxed cake mix, a pudding mix, some sour cream, and it like literally just oil, eggs, like water, and you just dump it all in your mixer. And it's like they're so like I'm not a fancy baker, right? So you do need a bundt cake pan, but if you decluttered yours, just go to Goodwill and grab another one or whatever. So, anyways, link in the description. If you didn't get a chance to take advantage of that, or if you just want to help. If you've donated already, you want to donate again, you can just follow that link too. Like you're seriously the coolest. I'm so grateful. I do want to visit with Dorothy here, so we'll get her on and visit with her too, because I think that would be so cool. So, anyways, thank you in advance. I am just so grateful for you. I've said before, like, I just come along and I'm like, there's these like things that I'm passionate about, and I'm like, hey, would you help? And you just like jump in, and you're just so kind and supportive, and so I'm just like continually so grateful for you. So thank you. Anyways, um, it's good to see you. How are you today? We've been in our membership group. Well, it's been so good. We have been going through a grief study, this book, Finding Meaning. So David Kessler, you've maybe heard me share his quote before. He's the one that said, Grief Demands a Witness. And so he is an expert in grief, grieving, loss. And so he wrote the full book is Finding Meaning, the sixth stage of grief. And then in our membership group, we've been going through the workbook together. And it has been so powerful. But it's also brought to my attention just all the hard things that we're all going through right now, you know? And so I don't know about you, but Christmas can be it's such a mixed bag, right? Of emotions of like there's good things, right? And there are such sad things. Like I mean, the holidays just bring up such sad things too, right? And so I mostly just wanted to say like I'm so sorry for, anything that you're grieving, whether it was this year or 10 years ago, right? Like there's no like grief doesn't expire and he's been so validating of that. And it's been so good. And I think one of the things we've learned is like using the word and like I can feel really sad today, or a song comes on that reminds me of something, and I feel really sad, or I see something, and also I can still be grateful, for the things we have and everything. And then also recognizing, and Diana and I talked about this on her channel yesterday too. I can link to her video, but of just like, sometimes we need to take a break from the regular things and the regular traditions and all of that. And so yeah, so if you're grieving this holiday, then just please know we're with you and we're thinking about you and we're sending so much love to you because I don't know, like yeah, it's just a lot, right? Or if you have difficult family dynamics, so many friends that we've been hearing with children that are estranged or um just being difficult or just for whatever reason strained relationships. So it's just a lot, and I'm so sorry for that, and it's so complicated, right? And so sending you so much love and, just validating, like, yeah, if you're just like a up and down roller coaster of feelings and emotions, like, yep. So, yeah. So, anyways, I can link to that book too. It's been so good. I mean, I do think it's helpful to, like, have a grief partner maybe or someone else, that you get to do it with and share it with too, but, yeah, I mean, like you said, grief demands a witness. So there is something powerful about doing it with others. We did last week. We were in our fifth week this past Sunday and touched on a little bit even to this idea of grieving who we haven't gotten to be, who we haven't become, who like especially as women, I think recognizing, how we've put others' needs above our own, feeling like wow, so many years have gone by and like here I am now in my 40s, 50s, 60s looking back like feeling like there was so much wasted time. That's that's really hard, right? And so it's been really good. And just the idea behind it of like finding meaning in our grief, that it doesn't mean we're never grateful for the horrible thing that happened. Like that's always going to be a horrible thing, right? And our friend Rebecca shared she lost her son, her adult son in a car accident, and she's like, that will never be a good thing. Like you'll never look back and say, "Oh, that was good," right? But she has found meaning through it and has found being more patient with others and more intentional with her relationships. And she shared it was so good because she was like, "I would have preferred to learn those lessons a different way, right? Like this is not at all how I would want to, but I can now, having grieved and getting on the other side of it, see the meaning that has come from it." And so, I really appreciated that we're not, as we grieve and mourn and move on, it's not in like, "Oh, now that's okay that that happened," right? It's more of a like, "Okay, it happened, and now here are some good things that have come from it," right? But again, I think, that's kinda tricky sometimes to untangle on our own. Like, it does, it's a lot. So, there is something powerful, about being able to do it together. And actually, too, if you're interested, David Kessler has, lots of online grief groups too, very specific to, like, different things that you're facing. And so, if you're like, "Yeah, maybe in the new year, I do need to bring some community around it." And he lost his adult son as well, and he said and he was a grief expert before that, right? And he said that for him, going to a grief support group and seeing his pain in others, was just incredibly powerful. So, anyways, I was not actually planning on getting on this tangent right now. It's just been so front and center, for me, and just again knowing just all the hard things that we're all dealing with right now. And so, anyways, I don't know if that was at all helpful, but I the book was there. I've been thinking about it, so there you go. Right? we're decluttering some of our sadness and grief this holiday season. But anyways, um how are you? How is your Christmas coming together? Yeah, it was so funny. Like I was touching base with my mom yesterday, and her home is kind of the home base for Christmas and wrapping gifts and making the food and all of that. And she was like, I don't know if I should say this, but I think everything's like together and we have, like the food's planned out. We've wrapped all the gifts. Like there's not much more we can do right now to prepare. The house is pretty clean. And so it felt so good. And I say that again, not to brag, but just to be like, it is possible. Like it is possible to get to a point where Christmas is not super stressful. And the joke here at my parents' house, I don't think my mom will mind me saying this. I adore my mom. Like, my mom is one of the coolest, people on the planet and, like, my best friend next to Diana, right? But the joke would always be, like, mom would have, like, a she would have an all out explosion over everyone, everything, right? The day of Christmas, most holidays, actually, right? Uh, so to not have to have that this year is it's just been quite magical. So it feels good. So keep simplifying, like just keep going each year. Like learn from the past year, be like, yeah, that didn't work. Not doing that next year. Keep simplifying, keep lowering the bar a little bit, right? Not putting so much stress and expectations on us. It works. Like it actually does work. So that's kind of fun. So excuse me one second. Let me fully cough for just one second. I've been trying to hold it off. Okay. We had all the crud go through our house too. Everyone pretty much seems to be on the backside of it, but that cough, the cough, right? That just the like 1,000-day cough, right? Just so anyways, it's fine. Let's see. I would love to answer your questions. Like if you have any questions, we can hang out for a little bit. If you put a question mark before it, then it makes it a little bit easier for me to see in the chat. But it can be anything like holiday related. Let's not do so much decluttering. We're gonna hit decluttering hard in the new year. So let's stay away from decluttering questions for today. And then coming up, so today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Okay. I normally post YouTube videos on Tuesday today, but we're spending this time together. Thursday morning, I have a long like holiday reset that we're going to do together. So I have you covered. With it, we're gonna get through Christmas. It's gonna be okay, right? And then like Thursday morning, we'll just get our house pulled back together. We need that for our mental health, right? And that would even be my encouragement to you today is like keep tidying, keep the house picked up as you go. It really mentally makes a big difference and it's gonna make our work after Christmas easier. So just whatever possible, pick up, keep things tidied up, have the kids help, whatever. It really does make it a little bit easier than to, but again, I think it just more mentally keeps us feeling a little like less chaotic in our brain, right? But yeah, we'll stick together after Christmas. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. Like 2025 is the year to get your house decluttered. We are not like holding back anymore. Like we're done. Like we can't live like this anymore. So it's gonna be good. Um, any resolutions? I was actually just thinking about that. Do you know what my New Year's resolution is? To not people please anymore. As I've been learning more about our mental health, women especially, girlfriends, like the stress we bring on ourselves, how women are like 80% of people with autoimmune diseases are women. It's too much. We have been putting other people's needs ahead of our own for too long. And it does not mean we are heartless or not caring. That is not it at all. But I think that is my New Year's resolution. No more people pleasing, being more true to myself and what I need and sincerely can do and can't do. So we'll check in throughout there. You can ask me how it's going. Does your family have the same meal for Christmas? And if so, what is it? No. So we're doing something different this year. We normally have just done appetizers. We're always at my parents' house on Christmas Eve. And we decided that sometimes that like grazing, like going from appetizers to Christmas cookies, like, you don't actually fill up, and we didn't feel great. So this year we're having a full meal. My dad is making tri-tip, which is fancy. I'm making cheesy hash browns. Except my Walmart grocery order, they didn't have all the hash browns and they substituted with tater tots. So we're doing one pan of like Mr. Dell's cheesy hash browns and one made with tater tots. Again, I will let you know how that goes. So we're gonna have a full meal, green bean casserole, that kind of stuff. We were gonna use my mom's china, like her Christmas china, but I don't know. She's not like I don't know. She's not feeling awesome right now. So we're kind of like, there's next year. We might just use paper plates and that's fine. So we'll see. Like it doesn't actually matter. So that's what we're doing this year. Do you wear special holiday clothes? I have a red sweater I'm gonna put on. I bought it just for making a couple Christmas videos and stuff. I'm not really like holiday clothes, no matching Christmas PJs over here. I love it if that's what you do, but here, nah, nope, not so much. Would you like to travel more? Say Europe. Joanne, yes, 1000%. We will, mark my words, we will do a meetup in Europe in the next 2 years. I don't know when or where, but it is time that we go to Europe and meet up our friends there, right? So let's do it. I love it. What did you get your mom and Diana if you can answer and they won't hear? Yeah. Okay. So my mom, this is funny. Um, my mom loves like going to musicals, plays, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I had seen a commercial for the Book of Mormon that it's like a musical, and it was like best musical in 10 years and all this. And I'm like, and it just like and it's like funny and all of that. And if you're familiar at all, it is like I honestly didn't even think it was that distasteful to the Mormon faith, but it was crass. It was like it was R rated for sure, right? Like some of the words, I'm just like, did they really just say that? Like I'm sitting, I have my pastor sister next to me, and then luckily she was between. My mom was on the other side, and I was just like, it was hilarious, but it was inappropriate, like so inappropriate, right? So that was my Christmas gift. to her. I don't know. We have a good story to tell from it now. And then for Diana, I have not gotten her much. Have you heard there's these like anti-wrinkle patches, not frownies, but Brittany Vassner had done a comparison for like face taping and wrinkle patches and all that. They're called Maro, I think. So I got that those are the ones Brittany recommended. So I got her some of those to try out. Diana's all into her like face care and all of that kind of stuff. So I got those for her. And then I had showed it in my gift guide, like the table tennis set, because they're kind of setting up their basement as like an entertainment space. So it's a table tennis set that you can just put on a table, and they have a big table down there. It's not exciting. I didn't put a lot of thought into it this year, honestly. Yeah. Any rental property updates? Yeah. So the moved in house. So we've had renters in there since September, 3-4 months. Legit, anything that was not new that we tried to reuse from the existing house has gone out. Like stove, we had used, had to replace, fridge, water, we put a new water softener in, furnace had to be replaced, water heater we tried to reuse. We also had to put in an iron curtain thing because the water was so rusty. And so it has been kind of our running joke. But no, like now everything is new in there. So it's like nothing else. And then at the farmhouse, the dryer went out, but at least that washer and dryer was from our house. Those were used. And then, so it's been like one thing after another, but the renters are fantastic. They're great. They like it there. So, it's just one of those things where like, okay, I guess we'll just replace everything. And then now it should be good for a while. I don't know. Did you ask for more throw pillows? LOL. No, I did not. I'm pretty happy with my throw pillow collection right now. You're funny. Do you have a playlist for all of your videos for Dorothy's house? I no. Lots. If you go to that page, theminimalmom.com/birthday, I have the 2 videos linked there towards the very bottom, where we gave updates. And then after we're live, I'll put the videos into the description here too. I'll link a couple of videos of David Kessler too, with the grief study. He's so good. Let's see. I have a car trunk full of donations. Should I do it today? Yes, Brenda. No time like the present, right? Do you have a word for the new year? I think this year was ruthless. Yeah, this year was ruthless. I haven't thought of that yet. Yes, Scott. I'll let you know because you're in our membership group, so I'll keep you all posted on that. Favorite Christmas song and movie. Um, Christmas, we've really been enjoying Pentatonics. That's been really fun. The girls really get into that, and I don't have a necessarily a favorite song. Um, and then a Christmas movie, no. It's been fun, like, with the kids, we've been watching all the cringy ones on, like, Netflix and that, and it's like we just joke about 'em, and it's kind of fun, but I saw that meme, I'm sure you've seen it too, they're like it's like a picture of, like, scientists, and they're like, "Hallmark says they're close to coming up with a second plot line," or whatever, so we've also been watching, like, Mighty Ducks, Home Alone, all of those with the kids, all the Santa Claus videos, so, yeah, it's been fun. Is Dorothy back at the rescue in Mexico or is she permanently back in Canada? I don't believe she's permanently back in Canada, but no, she is still in Canada right now, to the best of my understanding. Ooh, favorite minute to win it game. I don't know. I don't know. We did one for Thanksgiving where you tried to stack apples. That was surprisingly difficult. Um, yeah, there's so many fun ones for Christmas. Probably our favorite game is the one where you like tape off the table and you have prizes along the sides and you roll a can and and then you like win prizes. I'm not explaining it well, but no, I don't know. Um, I still need to find some minute to win it games for today. I told my mom we would do that. Sorry, mom. Uh, do you do any Advent countdown traditions? I recommended an Advent puzzle. You get a small square for each day until Christmas. Oh, that's a fun idea. You know, we haven't. I think I got annoyed by the commercialization of like the Advent calendars and everything. And I'm not good at daily, like, upkeep things, so I just know myself if I'm like, "We're gonna do this every day of Advent," I just wouldn't do a good job with it, and then I'd feel bad about myself, so we haven't, but I don't know, I probably what's been really fun this Christmas is the girls have been, Maggie and Adeline have been on, various worship teams for, like, youth group and church and getting more opportunities. Adeline plays piano and guitar, keyboard and guitar and sings and Maggie sings. And so we've been having a lot of like stuff like that going on. And it's been so fun. And it's just fun, like when your kids get older. So Adeline's 15, Maggie's 13, Corbin's 11, Gage is 10. And it's just fun, like, seeing, like, who they're becoming, what they're getting into, what they're good at. Like, Adeline is leading one of the songs, and she was just like she's like, "Mom, I didn't think they thought I was that good," you know? And I'm like, "Aw," like, that's so cool. So, it's really fun for her, but, long answer, to your question, but no, we don't. What day in September is your birthday? Mine is the 23rd, and my mom's is the 24th. Oh, that's so fun. Yes, very close, right around there. Favorite past holiday memory? It was always going to my grandparents' house. So, my dad's parents live just, like, a couple miles down the road, and their house so we spent a lot of time at their house anyways, but Christmas was just all out, like, my grandma got tons of gifts for everyone, all of our cousins were there was, like, 20 some cousins, my aunts and uncles, everyone lived close enough, and we would just spend the day there on Christmas, and we would open gifts. We would open gifts from youngest to oldest, and because like, there especially, like, Diane and I's gifts were always the same. So finally, I think when we were like 8 or 9, because like she's the youngest and I'm the oldest, right? For being twins. And so she would open her gifts. I would see everything that we're getting, and then I'll be like, I don't need to open my presents now. I know what they are, right? So then finally we started where we would open our gifts together and we would like stand back to back so we like couldn't even see like what it was. So that worked out well. Probably everyone appreciated it too because it made it go a little quicker because it would take a couple hours to get through that. And then like our great grandma, who was the oldest, she would like open like the edges of her packages just so she could see what was inside. And then she would fall asleep and take a nap while everyone opened the rest of theirs. Um, but we would have like the full meal, and my grandma would make lumpy mashed potatoes, which now I look back and I'm like, well, no wonder because she had to make a ton of them. And that's just a lot of work to mash the potatoes. And um, the red tablecloth I have would be on the table at her house and all that. So those are probably like some of my favorite. Oh, that also, and at our house, so we opened gifts Christmas Eve. My parents were very smart, like not to have Santa wait till Christmas morning when everyone gets up early. But we would go out and look at Christmas lights in the evening, and then when we came back, Santa would have came to our house, so they coordinated with Santa, right? Um, and so it was interesting because as we got older, we realized that every time before, we went out for our drive to look at Christmas lights, that our dad would have to run back in the house, and we had a wood burning stove was how they heated the house, and he would always have to go back in and put extra wood in the stove. Wouldn't you know? So isn't that ironic? So even as we got older, that would still happen. It was just kind of fun and kind of like a running joke then, right? So anyway, so those are probably some of my favorite memories. Yeah, I'm so fortunate. Like just we have super cool family, and I'm so grateful for them and all that. So awesome. Well, I am sincerely so grateful for you. I We just crossed over 800,000 subscribers. Like I'm just like mind blown emoji. I mean, I started the channel back in 2018, and to be here now, it is so humbling. And when you say like I share your videos with my friends, my family and all that, I'm just like, why? You are so cool. Why are you so nice to me? Right? Like, I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed with so much appreciation for you, what we get to do together, that like that you welcome me into your home, into your family. And I mean, some of you say like you'll tell your family like my friend Dawn says, and like that is the like just the absolute most coolest, most humbling compliment that I could ever hear, right? That you would refer to me as friend, and that my name would be used in your household and people would know who you're talking about, right? I mean, I know in some homes it's like a four-letter word, right? But um it's so cool to me, and I am just so grateful. So grateful. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed, like half the people who watch actually aren't subscribed. I know if you're like on your TV and stuff, it's kind of hard, but if you want to pull it up on your phone and subscribe, that would be like the best Christmas gift you could give to me, I guess. They're vanity metrics, like subscribers, but the goal always is to get to 1 million, right? So Cass from Clutterbug, she just hit that. I'm so happy for her. She is so cool, and I love that for her. And also, I'm like, okay, that would be fun too, right? So, anyways, okay, let's answer a few more questions, and then we'll head out. Will you ever do any more DIY videos like Board and Batten with Diana? Your books and videos have been life changing. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Good question. Yeah, we've kind of completed a lot of our DIY projects, but I still love it so much. So, and it's been fun doing like some projects here at my parents' house. So, we for sure have to do a pantry makeover that will be coming up here at my parents' house because my mom, I did not know this, on her bucket list was a stand-up freezer. She's always had the big deep chest freezer. She's like, all I've ever wanted is a stand-up freezer. So, we got our stand-up freezer for Christmas, which is cool, but we have to totally redo the pantry now. So if you need pantry help, we will all be doing that together in the new year. Where are your grandparents from? So my grandparents are from Czechoslovakia. My dad is still, I believe, 100% Czech. So I'm half. So yeah, Czechoslovakia, and so we grew up with kolachkis and dumplings and vermachka, and it was really fun, like super cool. My grandpa used to call my sister and I the yuck yuck girls because we'd always be like, oh, we don't like vermachka and dumplings and sauerkraut and all that. So that was our nickname, the yuck yuck girls. So I also think he couldn't tell us apart. So it was easier to call us that. We were called the girls our whole childhood, which is fine. It doesn't, but yeah. Let's see. What is your favorite indoor plant? Are you a plant lover or just for decor? What are these called? That would be it because they're so easy. Um they have to be easy. That Chinese like money plant that I had, easy. That's been good. And then I have a ruffle fern too on my open shelves in the kitchen. That's been very easy. So a lot of those ones that you can get like at Target now are actually pretty hardy and easy to take care of. I love when you walk in and they have like all those plants there now. So I'm trying. My mom is like so good at all of that. I mean, she has a plant for my grandparents' funeral that is, well, goodness, we were in high school, so over 20 years old, right? Like she just knows, like she's doing a great job. Except for the poinsettia she got recently, but that's fine. So I'm trying to be better at it and take better care, but also I did appreciate the permission that, even if you end up killing it, like it's okay. Like you can throw it away and get another one and try again, right? Like, we're not losers, like, we're fine, So, so that was kind of, good to hear as well, but awesome. Excuse me. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go, I don't know. Well, I gotta go make my cheesy hash browns and green bean casserole. So we're gonna go do that, then, head out to Christmas Eve service to see the girls, and, yeah, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you, for being a part of my life and your encouragement and your love and supporting Dorothy's house and, everything that we do. I just think you are the coolest, and I'm so grateful for you. So, thank you. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and Thursday morning, I got you covered. We're gonna pull our houses back together, and it is gonna be so good. All right. I love you. I'll see you again soon.